Alright, we're going to be looking at Noctis, Prompto, the 3 New Vision Awakening characters, the 2-star ones, Regis, and also Lunafreya's crowns, all in one video. So, Noctis, pretty decent weapon, actually has more attack than normal, but is only one-handed. So, 500 flat attack, decent as usual, and then his vision card, of course, is quite good. He actually is true Brave Shift, so that's very nice. In his base form, he is similar to Regina. Regina type, where you use a bunch of things and then you use the last thing at the end for a huge modifier boost and things like that. So basically, physical Regina, which is kind of funny to even say that, because originally she was physical, but most people know her by that New Vision version. Which is not what is nice, by the way, is this just a generic cooldown of dagger or sword in peril of 40%. It's only one enemy. It's just a random cooldown. It's not like a LB you have to use or anything. So pretty nice if you just wanted to do some kind of one-shot strategy, or for something you have 40% in peril on that. That's quite nice. And its LB is a weird 10 hit with a 35% peril. So it's not as strong as his cooldown apparently, but and then you get 1000 modifier for this cooldown up here. So, not that one. This one. So, even though it's a cooldown, it's available every turn anyways. So, this is what you're going to be using to get stronger. Or you're going to be using this, but I still don't think it's strong enough to compare with his Brave Shift form, who's more typical, more, traditional, 150% amp. He has 150% on both sides, but this is the side you'd want to use it on. 150% amp. He has 120 times modifier boost, which is probably going to be raised pretty soon, I'm assuming. They're doing power creep pretty fast. So I'm pretty sure to power creep this, they're going to do 150 times modifier on this for even a stronger modifier, because the new modifier is 650 times. No longer are we doing 530 on the JP side. He has 8 times cap, so very good. Royal flag units, kind of a small category. So at least he has 500% for light. But basically, he's a better Squall, and we haven't even had that much time to enjoy Squall, and we already have another leader who's basically better than him. He's TDH, whereas Noctis is true dual, I guess, but the modifiers are going to be a lot higher. 430 times with 100 times premium LB mod passive, and then he has the 120, so that's 650 light chaining. So he's quite good. He's just basically lightning, if you want to even think of it that way. His base form is interesting, but it just isn't strong enough. Ability chaining is kind of just not good enough anymore, unless they're like ridiculously high modifiers. They have to be like ridiculous on top of ridiculous. And even then, if you go through all of this, it's only like 4,600, I believe, is what the number came out to be, or 4,000, one of those two. And it's just not good enough. So, what is this? Oh, it's just the same thing with Regina, where you give everybody a chain, or a chaining, by the way. Yeah, he's good in his Brave Shift form. The base form is just okay, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and give him an 8.5 out of 10. Very strong damage dealer. So, he's a non-elemental. No, he's not. So there's no real reason for these imbues other than lore, because in the game he can be imbued by these elements in games. That's why if you're wondering why he has these, it's because Ignis gives you the ability to imbue in game, and Final Fantasy 15 allows you to imbue those 3 elements. That's why he has them. That's all. There's no other reason for why those exist. All right, so on to Prompto, Chosen King's best friend. I agree with that name. And 100% true to wield. So I honestly think this is worth at least having one of this gun. Pretty good gun. Also true Brave Shift. So very nice on that. True Brave Shift. And in his Brave Shift form, he actually has 150% amp. So even though he's a breaker, he has 150% amp, so he can actually deal some good damage. This field effect is just okay. And You can fill his LB a little bit with this cooldown, so that's nice. Some small imperils here for like new players. If you are just pull for him, you get some decent imperils. He actually has a lot of imperils. Actually, this is actually pretty nice. All 4 of these. Yeah, they're only 30%, but that's a pretty good variety there. That's dagger and spear, staff or rod, thermal weapon or gun, sword or greatsword. So if your unit, if your DPS for some reason does not have their own weapon imperil, he has you covered with a few of them. So that's quite nice. 60 times modifier boost, not that great. It is what it is on that. And yeah, it's only 60 times. And once, of course, as always on JP Breakers, is 89% defense and spirit break. So it's something, I guess. He does have 27 hits in his base form. And it's not, the modifiers aren't really that special, but it is 89% breaks. And I believe he's not. Or is he? No, he's just true dual wield, but no 8 times cap, so he really is he's not gonna be putting out a lot of damage. But he's a breaker. So oh, what? Okay, so in his brave shift form he has it, but not in his base form? Okay, so in his brave shift form he has a damage dealer, and that explains why he has the amp here. So actually he is a damage dealer in his brave shift form. 24 hits, unfortunately can't chain with Noctis. Of course they always do this. But now he's a damage dealer in his brave shift form. So actually he'll be able to pump out a little bit of damage, not a whole lot, because remember he only has 60 times. So that's 460 times with Titus or Reagan STMR. So 460 times, not really, you know, gonna be cutting it very much, but he does have the 8 times cap. He does have 150% amp, so that'll be decent. So I'm gonna give him a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty decent. His ratio form kind of saves him a lot, so yeah. And then Regis, when I saw him, I was just like, they don't know how to make supports anymore? Or just the guy that made this, like, they just turned him into another, like, they just turned him into a DPS. Reagan was never a DPS. Sure, he had some chaining, some small chaining and things, but like, he was never a DPS, and they just slapped DPS on him, and that's it. They didn't let you, you know, do anything interesting for him. Although I do believe now he has a triple cast permanently, it looks like, instead of having to unlock it. Wasn't that the... I think that was one of the issues. I haven't used it in a long time, but I believe that was one of the things where you lost triple cast after one turn. But now you get it, but like... So? His stuff is not good anymore. Unfortunately, in the 5 to 7 star, he was good. Very good. But not anymore. And so they just turned him into generic DPS that doesn't really do anything. True dual, but like... He does have 27 hits, but only 50%. He didn't get any higher mitigation. He got slightly higher HP barrier, but that's it. So he can chain with Noctis. He was basically what you can chain with Noctis. That's really it. So I guess it would be cool to see it'd be cool to see Regis and Noctis chain together, but that's about it. That's the novelty of it. You get to see silliness of Noctis and Regis chaining together. Because you'll never be able to see it in the game, so I guess you'll be able to see it in this game. So I'm gonna give him like a 5. I mean, it pains me because this is one of my the 5-star form was one of my favorites in this game, and they just turned him into a DPS with nothing else other than giving triple cast, but they didn't buff up any of these numbers here. So that's sad on that. Anyways, here's Rain with no picture, but this is the 2-star Rain, the season 1 character, and to answer your question, if you're wondering, they don't have a TMR and STMR, so I guess you just go ahead and pass by that for some reason. So 100 times modifier boost, pretty nice. Remember, these are for new players really, because you can get all the shards on rookie missions. So like, we gotta put ourselves down a little bit, not think about meta so much. Think about, I'm a new player, I'm getting this 2-star character for free, literally free to play, and I'm getting them to New Vision Awakening. So I'm getting a 30% amp, which is phenomenal for early game. Like, you're going to be able to destroy everything with that alone. Because remember back in the day, 15% amp was quite good back in the day. Like, some old Neovisions had 15%. And you had to go the extra mile to do that. And he just gets it. 100 times as well. So, that's actually quite good. I do believe they changed this. Yeah, they changed. I do believe this was changed. And he has some nice things down here, and you also can awaken this to where it's not auto cover for one ally. Instead, it's just the typical preemptive cover, which is that's good enough. And he does have fire imbue for one person. So I mean, a lot of these things here, if you're thinking of this at the end game veteran status, you're gonna be like, this is nothing special. But if I was a new player coming into this and saying, wow, this guy can imbue, he can do damage, he can cover, that's quite good. So in terms of that aspect, of course, I'm not going to review him on a score of meta. I'm going to review him on a score of I'm just coming to the game. I think that's quite good. He has 87% attack and magic breaks. I forgot about that. 87 attack and magic breaks on a 2-star to Neovision Awakening, plus some mitigation against demons for all allies, and a 30% greatsword in peril. He has 350 times when you use that cooldown, 350 times 2-hit move. I mean, that's quite good. I think I'm going to give this guy, on terms of new player, I'm going to give him a 9. This is great. Plus he has the LB fill thing. And then all these other things that you may want to use. Not really, but still. 83 break. 83 magic break. Not too bad. So, pretty good. Oh, he actually has imbue for everybody. What? That's even better. Why does he have that other imbue? That's not as good as this. So he actually has imbue for everybody. So that's even better. I'm gonna give him a 9. Quite good. Ignore this picture for some reason. They still didn't fix this, but this is the 2-star Fina, main character, not Dark Fina. But they still have that for some reason. All right, so keep in mind, once again, we gotta think about being a new player. Look at this. 300% full stat buff and 250% LB damage buff. Very nice. Some small chaining. Decent. Revive all allies. Decent. Wow, that's a 30% amp for most element. Like, that's 4 element 30% amp. That's quite good. And then a very good heal and MP recovery and LB fill. That's basically what Rosa does. If you want to go back and look at the new Vision Rosa, basically she has this ability, but she can only dual cast it, whereas Fina can quad cast it. So she's a Giga Chad in that regard. She has Entrust, cure all status ailments. So yeah, she has 500% cap. Pretty good. She also has AoE light imbue. Wow. Yeah, that's quite good. And then she has a decent heal and also auto revive. So basically she has the same, her SLB basically is that Lotus Mage Fina LB, whereas she has the AoE auto revive. Remember Lotus Mage Fina OGs remember using her all the time for that LB. That was like chef's kiss. AoE auto revive back in the day. That was really good. So Fina's gonna get 8.5. She has 4 30% imbues. She has AoE imbues for light. She has heals and MP regeneration, LB fill, and also stat boosts. So in terms of new players, this is actually OP. Just getting that as a new player is kind of OP. Alright, let's go to last fall. Also, forgot to mention, they have leader skills. 300% for fire units. And Fina, what does Fina have? Probably light. Yep, 300% for light, and then last one is 300% for ice. So even that is very good. Very, very good. And now we're going to go to last one. Unfortunately, they're all SLB, by the way, but I mean, still, pretty good stuff for a new player. So 130% ice and peril, not too bad. 30% ice amp, 100 times mod. It also has 300% 300 times ability modifiers, and 1,000 times mod. Okay. Okay. Some killers. No, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And let's check to see what else he's got. Okay. And his SLB is a one hit. 350 times. Well, I'm not talking about Tejas or Reagan S teamer because new players are probably not going to have that. 30% Katana in Peril. 85% defensive spirit buff. So if you have Rain in the last one in the party, you're going to get 87% attack and magic break. And you're going to get 85% defensive spirit break. That's actually quite good for a new player. So last one, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty solid for a new player. Pretty good finisher. Ice finisher anyways. Alright, so let's look at Lunafreya. She got crowns. Let's see what she's going to have. I called this, by the way, in my Discord. I knew she was only getting a 30 times mod buff, and she actually literally got a 30 times mod buff. She got a store buff. I believe this is for her base LB, which is not useful. No. I mean, 300 times, and then... No, that's not worth it. You'd only care about her Brave Shift form. So she actually gets several fields. Titan, you also get Carbuncle, and also you get... I know this is kind of hard to read a little bit, it's not necessarily spaced all that well, but you get Rama, and you also get Shiva. So all four of those are quite good. 40% in amps, pretty good. Most people go for Imperil fields though, but that's still quite good. And then her Brave Shift form, I think this is just the same. So sadly she didn't get 8 times cap or anything like that. You know, the people like myself who grinded out 2 of her stabs, well, she didn't get 8 times cap, so it is what it is on that. And like, it's only going over 100 something times with her Brave Shift LB. Like, that's not even good. She's not good. Sadly to say, they didn't care. But other than this, which is quite good, if you can get away with using amps, the rest of her kit is not good enough. Like, they barely gave her anything, so... I don't understand why they hate Invokers now. Like, Invokers need higher modifiers, because going through mitigation, most bosses don't even have mitigation now. And if they do, it only lasts for like 1 turn anyways, so it's like... not good enough. Anyways, that's gonna be... this video is way too long. Way too long. Alright. But I think I went into pretty good detail. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about these characters. And if you're going to pull for them, I will try my best to pull for Noctis, but I only have a little bit of Lapis, so probably not going to happen, but I could get lucky. Alright guys, thank you guys very much for watching, appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.